Hello and welcome to our 10th video of AI and pedagogy. These videos are provided by Salto Digital. This video is about visualizing your ideas with AI. I will mainly show you my favorite tool, Napkin, which is promised to be free forever. And I will also show you a few examples made with conversational general purpose AI tools. My name is Matleena Laakso. I'm an e-learning expert from Finland. And in this slide, you will see the blog page where you can find the slides and more videos. And here's also the list of all these 12 videos. If you have watched the previous videos, you have seen many of these images. I mainly create these images for PowerPoints. I prefer the white background and pretty colorful images, but you can choose many other color options as well. I mainly use this when I have too much text in my PowerPoint or I have long lists, and then I think it might be better to uh, create it more visual. It's easier to remember and it's much more nicer to have a look. I like this idea that I have the head title here and then I have 4 steps here, and then it's easier to start with that image and explain what it means. And with this image, I first thought that there will be 3 steps, but AI created me the fourth one for this image. And actually, I did agree with AI, even though you don't always need to have this fourth step. Quite many people are using it, and that can be quite useful as well. So these were made with Napkin AI, and it has hundreds of templates with various styles. It can help you to illustrate complex concepts like processes, hierarchies, timelines, or you can generate infographics, mind maps, flowcharts, and many more. And when you have created the visualizations, you can still edit the text, the colors, and more. So it's never so that AI gives you something and you either keep it or leave it, but you can always edit what you have created. And with this free license, you get 500 AI credits every week. And that means you can visualize 500 words. And then you have unlimited editing options, unlimited file import, but for export, you only get the PNG and PDF files. And then there's this small icon showing that it's made with Napkin. On my experience, the best way to work with Napkin is that you create the content by yourself, or you can use ChatGPT or AI tools to create the content. And when you are quite certain that you have the content, you have the right words, then you use this tool to make the visualization. And here we can see how it happens. So you need to sign out and choose the license. And so this is what it looks like, and you have to sign in. And here you can see the library of everything you have created before. And then you start by creating a new napkin. So here you have 3 options. You can draft the content with AI with this tool. You can import a file, or you can use the blank napkin. That is what I usually do, and that's what I will now show you. So I need to give the title, Napkin Quick Steps, and then I will copy paste the content that I have done already before. And there I have 7 steps, and I will choose them and click that icon to visualize it. And now it will first give me some suggestions to what kind of visualizations I can use. I can also go to the recent, which kind of visualizations I have done before. And then we have these categories where you can also search for certain visualizations. For example, if you want to create a timeline, then you can search for different kind of timelines. But here you can see the categories like brainstorming, or different kind of mind maps, or the process, or comparison. I will choose here the process and the sequence, and then it will give me several options there. So I can see the small images, and when I click one of them, I get to choose the color options if I want it to be black and white or blue or very bold colors or whatever. Okay, this is what I chose. And now in the upper corner, I have these options of the aspect ratio for the colors, and I'm able to edit everything. I just click the icon to change it to something else, or I can click the words and then I can uh, change the content. At the bottom of the page, I have the possibility to add icons. I can add text anywhere I want to. I can draw into this picture or I can even add my own images. And that's where I can export the image, and there I can choose the color mode, or I can choose whether it has background or not, or the resolution, and PNG and PDF were the free ones. Instead of downloading this image, I can also share the whole napkin because I might have a lot of text there and several images, so I can share it for others to view or even to edit. Or I can export the PDF with text and images. Now I only had a few words, short list, and an image, but I could add there much more as well. Creating. So when you are using Napkin, you sign in, you create a new napkin, you add or you generate the content, and after that you select the text you want to visualize. Sometimes it's the whole text, as I had in the example, but if you have a lot of text, several pages, it might be some part of the text that you want to visualize. And then you choose the template and the colors, and then you can start refining the content, the text, the colors, the layout, whatever you want to change in there. And at the end, you export it as an image, or you can share the whole document. I also generated an image about the benefits of visualizations. So they do improve understanding. They might support seeing the bigger picture. It's also good for your memory and your learning, and it supports diverse learning preferences, that you don't only have the text or only images, you can combine them as well. And it might aid in articulating concepts effectively as well. And it encourages reflection as well. I have found it quite interesting that sometimes when I visualize my own thoughts, AI will bring some new perspectives, something for me to reflect and think about whether I should change my own thoughts. So, this is a good tool just for yourself, not only when you are presenting your own ideas to others. I added a few images I have created with other tools than Napkin. This one is created by Google Gemini. It has so-called Nano Banana Pro tool for creating images, and I asked it to create an infographic of my blog, especially highlighting that it's about AI in education and e-learning and digital pedagogy in general. I ask it to tell that there are lots of tips and tools for teachers, and I also ask it to encourage the readers to use different kind of tools for translation. I also asked Notebook LM to create an infographic of my blog, but in this case, it only had the 63 pages of my blog from the past year or so, and it made a little bit different kind of image, even though the tool, the Nano Banana from Google, was the same tool. Here are some cards for language teaching. This is made by Copilot, and you could create this kind of persons that you use when you are practicing small talk in a foreign language. One way of using AI is that you dictate or you talk with AI, and at the end, you ask it to create a visualization as a summary of a process. That's what I did about a month ago with this image. And then you can also create comic strips. This is my slide for lunch break that I use every now and then. to bring a little bit humor. This was about visualizing ideas, and in the next video, the theme is enhancing teamwork with AI. See you then. Bye bye.